Hi, everybody. How are you today? We are interviewing one of my favorite people. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Leader Livecast. I am Darlene Fisk. I'm the co-founder of Swell Public Relations. And my other co-founder, Kim Marshall, is normally the interviewer for these Leader Livecasts every Tuesday and Thursday. But she let me do the interview today. So I'm super excited to be here. And we're just waiting for our special guest, Dr. Wallace J Nichols, who wrote a book called Blue Mind. And it's all about how being in, near, or on a body of water is good for your health and happiness. And I see that he's joined. And let me just bring him in. Let's see, any minute he'll be joining.
Yeah, there we go. Hi, how are you?
You?
I'm good.
This is the second time I've seen you today. I watched your Instagram live interview with Celine Cousteau.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Jacques Cousteau's granddaughter, who also wrote the foreword of your book, Blue Mind, which is how I came to know about you. So I'll just tell everybody what we're doing here today. I'm Darlene Fisk. I'm the co-founder of Swell Public Relations. We also produce the Global Wellness Summit podcast. We launched our first series, 21 episodes we recorded in Singapore, and there are more and more added all the time. Be sure to check those out. But every Tuesday and Thursday, we're doing Leader Livecast interviews with some pretty cool people in the wellness space. And today, our special guest is Dr. Wallace J Nichols. You're in California right now.
I am.
And he is a lot of things. He's a marine biologist. He's the best-selling author of a book called Blue Mind, which is how I got to know him. One of our clients, Lake Austin Spa Resort, is located on a beautiful body of water in Austin, Texas. And we always knew that being on the water was just very magical for our guests. And I think we all sort of know this deep down when you go to the ocean or to the beach or to the lake, and you just come back feeling different. And we didn't really know why until someone on our staff, Cindy Present, who Jay knows, found his book. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your book and about you?
Yeah, well, you're right. I think a lot of people intuitively understand this concept of blue mind. And I have my book right here. I'll just show you in case you... That's the book, and Celine wrote a wonderful foreword to it. And so a lot of people, you know, it seems so obvious that, yeah, I'm relaxed when I'm at the beach, when I'm on vacation, when I'm at the lake or the river, or if I'm in a pool or a spa. But as a scientist, I was curious about why, like what happens to us that makes us feel that feeling. And it's more than just relaxation. It's a connection that you have with yourself when you're in the water, with the people you're with your loved ones, your family, your friends. It's a connection that you may feel with the lake itself. And so I got curious about what's really behind that when you kind of open the box up and look inside. And it's fascinating. It's neuroscience, it's psychology. And it's a pretty ancient idea that water is good for our emotional health as well as our physical health. And especially now, you know, this is a time in human history when our emotional health and our physical health is on everybody's mind all day long in a completely different way than what it was just a few months ago. And it just, you know, I think the idea of blue mind has never been more important than it is literally right now in this moment that we're sitting in here today. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited to talk to you about this because, you know, this concept of global wellness, wow, there isn't a bigger concept to be talking about really than right now.
Well, the latest numbers for the global wellness economy is $4.5 trillion, which is mind-boggling. I mean, that encompasses everything from travel to beauty to workplace wellness. It runs the gamut. But the sort of crazy thing is nature costs nothing.
Right.
And so that's wonderful. It really is accessible to people of any income level. And so how important is nature right now? I mean, I know that every day I've got to get outside and just get some fresh air. And every week I go to Lake Austin Spa Resort and do a little Instagram live from the shores of the lake, and just watching the water. It just has such complete relaxing properties. What is the science behind it? Because that's really important to us too.
Yeah, I like thinking about, I'm into nature. But I like thinking about water in particular because it's, you can go get your wild water. You can go to the lake or the river or the ocean, but you can also get your domestic water, which is the pools and the spas and the tubs and the shower and even the sink and even a glass of water. And then you can go for the virtual water, which is the art and the poetry and the photography and the films and the music that's about water. And so the water theme goes so well with the wellness theme, because anywhere you go to practice wellness, there's going to be water involved, whether it's the water that you're consuming, if it's a beautiful tea that you're having, or you're sitting by the lake watching the sunset, or you're sitting in a tub floating with some bath salts, or whatever your wellness practice is, it's going to involve water, guarantee it. So water and wellness go together perfectly. Not to discount nature, the role of nature, but I like to bring everybody on board in the conversation, even the people who are like, oh, I'm not that into nature, but I am into wellness. Well, good. We can still talk about water. But so the science is incredibly clear now after 10 years of research, that when we get near, in, on, or underwater, our heart rate starts to slow, our breathing rate slows down, our stress goes down, so cortisol levels drop, all the feel-good chemistry goes up. We get more serotonin, more oxytocin. And so when that cortisol level drops, inflammation decreases and healing increases. That's kind of physiology 101 of the biology behind it. In our normal busy lives these days, we have very high levels of stress and anxiety, and that's not sustainable. And we have too many screens, too much information, too many to-do lists. We have a hard time turning off. We have a hard time going to sleep. And instead of practicing wellness, we practice doubling down. And, people reach for the Red Bull or the espresso rather than a glass of water and a walk around the lake. And eventually that burns you out. And so, prior to this global pandemic, we had very high levels of anxiety and stress in the world, and very high levels of workplace burnout. It was actually another kind of global problem. And so the role of the wellness community was already very, very important. And then it just kind of doubled in its importance. So that's where we sit right now. There are a lot of people coming through, this summer are going to be looking for ways to process and to get through the anxiety that the last few months have produced. And getting by the water is going to be, I think, the number one way to do that. Yeah.
Right. We were so, we're all just, I think we've hit our breaking point. I feel like, I don't know, this week, for me at least, it's like, I have to get out of here. Like I'm used to traveling a lot, and I love going to the beach, and I have just been waiting, when are the Texas beaches open? I'm here in Austin, and I know California, you guys are open, your beaches are open, yes?
It's hit or miss. They're if people get out of control, they're quick to get us back
in.
Yeah.
Well, if people can't get out, like, if the lakes are closed and they can't get to the ocean right now, what are other ways? Like, it doesn't always have to be that grand of a thing. Like, what are some other simple ways that people can find their water during this pandemic?
Yeah, I'd say probably the best thing to do would be to hop over your neighbor's fence and jump in their pool. That's probably, but if you don't have a neighbor with a pool, in your own home, there's water. We live in a country at a time when we take water for granted. So you turn a knob, water comes out. You turn another knob, hot water comes out. So don't forget your bathtub. Don't forget your shower. Set your bathroom up as your sanctuary, and build your at-home spa. And if you don't love your bathtub, fix that. Make it so that it works for you better. Bring a candle in there. Bring a glass of wine in there. Bring the sound of the ocean, or the sound, all these great sound apps. Tell everybody in your household, I'm going in. I'm not coming out for an hour. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Carve out that blue mind time in your own home. Even in the shower, people always say they get their best ideas in the bath and the shower. I hear that a lot. Well, utilize that. This is a really, really good time for really good big ideas. You need your creativity more right now than you ever have in your life. So when you get those aha moments in the shower, make sure you have a way to remember your brilliant idea. So I tell people, bring my kids used to love those bath crayons, and so I said, buy some bath crayons, put them in your shower, and in the middle of your shower, when you have that $1 million idea or that save the world idea, jot it down on the wall of your shower with your bath crayon, and then take a picture of it when you can get out and get your phone. So those are some tips. Make your home spa, your home, your blue mind at home a priority. Don't go a day without enjoying a bath or a shower. And if you can get out, take a walk to your local water, whatever it is. If you're lucky and you have a spa or a pool at your home, use it more. And then borrow your neighbors if you have some friendly neighbors that you can visit. Yeah,
I do. Thank goodness some of them are on the call today, so I might be coming over to your pool later on. I'm kidding. I have to work, but I did want to ask, how has Blue Mind and what things have you been doing to sort of help help the community through all of this?
Given the restrictions in travel, a lot of things have moved onto this format, and whether it's Instagram Live or Zoom. I've been working with groups of veterans and first responders to help remind them of just this conversation here. The people who are, serving us all right now, literally in this moment. There are people who are running towards the danger on our behalf and who do that for a living and are especially challenged right now. It's really important that they all take care of themselves, that they practice Blue Mind. Otherwise, they burn out. And if you're a first responder and you burn out, it's not so useful. If you're a nurse on the front lines at the moment and you burn out, then you can't help others heal. And so I've been spending a lot of time. Sometimes it feels just like reminding people of things that they already know, and maybe giving them the science to back it up so they can self-prescribe more Blue Mind. Mm-hmm. And it isn't just first responders and health professionals. It's kind of everybody that's, like you said, hitting that wall, feeling anxiety about the unknowns, and just reminding people, one of the tools in your wellness toolkit is your water. So figure out what that means for you, where you live. So if Lake Austin is in your backyard, lucky you. Make sure you go look at it every day if you can. Yeah. If you have a bathtub that you like, make sure you get in it every evening. It'll make, trust me on this, it'll make a really big difference. And building those new habits, or reminding yourself and rekindling the old habits, is really important. And like you said, it's nearly free. It's often free. It's very accessible, but that doesn't mean it's any less valuable. And in fact, it may, in many cases, it's the most valuable medicine that you have available to you right now is your water.
Yeah, I agree. Tell us a little bit about, there's blue mind. We all know about this, but what's red mind?
Yeah, red mind, the best way to understand blue mind is this conversation about red mind. And it's our new normal, which means, you know, this story may sound familiar. It's been a really hard week. You get to Friday. It's Friday, finally Friday, end of the work day. You grab the family, you grab the friends, and you go out to dinner, and the restaurant is crowded, and there's 15 TV screens, and they're all playing a different sporting event. There's a soundtrack. The menu has 5,000 different things on it. It's really loud. You order a drink, and you can't really hear the person across the table from you. And this is the way we relax in modern society.
I'm already stressed.
Yeah. It's Friday. You're going out. It's supposed to be fun, and you're just like overstimulated. And that's our new way of relaxing. And you might even have a cup of coffee before you go out because you're so tired, but you want to stay awake for all that fun. And we're burning the candle at both ends in so many ways. And it's just our new normal, right? You know, lack of sleep is a badge of honor. Overbooked and busy means that you're important. And if you stay in that red mind mode, which by the way is really useful, red mind is very useful, but if it's all you have and you stay in that mode, you will burn out, and that's gray mind. And burnout and breakdown there's no point to that. It's not useful, except that it may be a cautionary tale, and you don't really want to be a cautionary tale. Like nobody really aspires to being the cautionary tale. So red mind is our new normal. Gray mind is the unfortunate result of too much red mind. And blue mind is the antidote.
Yeah.
It's the way we get out of that red mind mode. And, you know, a lot of people, so the healthy place to be is to toggle between blue mind and red mind. Red mind is useful. It's productive. It's the deadlines. It's the churn. Sometimes it's an all-nighter. But then you switch over to your blue mind and you hit the reset button. You get restored, and then you come back and work hard. Increasingly, people are toggling between red mind and gray mind. So they stay in red mind until they burn out. Burnout and breakdown is their reset, which isn't a very good way to reset. And then they go back straight into red mind, and they skip the blue mind piece altogether. And, you know, that's really how a lot of our first responders and veterans operate. All they know is red mind, and red mind is their happy place. And then they just go until they burn out, and then they get back into red mind again. And it really is it's not a real healthy way to go about things, nor is it very productive or creative. It's the collaboration kind of goes out the window when you're in that red mind, gray mind paradigm. Mm-hmm. So that's really the message is getting people familiar with these concepts of red mind and blue mind and gray mind. If people are interested in the science, we've got it. You can read, tons of great articles. But then it's really about the practice, putting it into practice, making the new routines, the new habits, so that you are, staying healthy, staying in that blue-red zone.
Well, something that's very exciting that's happening this summer. Summer is coming, whether we like it or not, and I like it. But a way that all of us can be part of this Blue Mind movement is your 100 Days of Blue, which we're launching on May 25th. Every Memorial Day, you kick this off. And one year, we were so lucky to host you at Lake Austin Spa Resort, where we kicked off 100 Days of Blue by jumping in the lake. I had to take the picture, so sorry I didn't get in the water. That's why. And but tell us about 100 Days of Blue and how people all around the world can participate in this.
Yeah, so for the past 7 years, every summer, kicking off with, at least in the United States, we kick it off on Memorial Day. For the rest of the world, that is otherwise known as May 25th. It's kind of the unofficial American beginning of summer, and it goes all the way through Labor Day. So we do for 100 days. We just ask people to get near, in, on, or under their water in whatever way makes sense for them. And that could be your bath. It could be a Jacques Cousteau documentary. Whatever your water is. It could be jumping into Lake Austin. For some people, it might be swimming or surfing or boating. And so do it every day. Build new habits. Just touch your water in some way. Be mindful of it. And then tell your story. And so if you're into social media, we use the Blue Mind hashtag, and people can follow your stories. Just post something every day, and kind of be part of that drumbeat of this this global movement. And you'll meet fellow water lovers. You'll see the cool things they're doing. Maybe you'll be inspired by some of their ideas, and then bring people along with you. And of course, these days I have to say safely and appropriately and legally. So don't break any of the rules or laws by running down to your lake and doing something you're not supposed to do. But keep your Blue Mind going all summer. And the idea is that when we do it together, we create this momentum, and we create new habits, and we create a rhythm to it. But then it becomes second nature, and that really is our goal. We want this idea of Blue Mind to be common knowledge, meaning every single human on Earth understands what we're talking about, has access to their Blue Mind, and then practices it regularly. And I believe that would be transformative and make us all healthier, but also we would value our lakes, rivers, and oceans more, and we would protect them more. So, of course, our waterways need help too. And the more people value them, the more likely we are to, clean things up and keep things safe.
Yeah. Conservation is such a big part of this.
Indeed.
A big part of what you're doing, trying to raise awareness of that and just how water is so much part of all of our lives, and that you're not going to hurt something that you love.
That's right.
From your book. And,
that's what Celine Cousteau, you mentioned. I spoke with her earlier today. Her grandfather always said, people protect what they love. And that's one of the concepts that she wrote about in the foreword. And it's something that resonates with you as well. We do protect what we love. And if you fall in love with your lake, you're going to take really good care of that lake if you understand that it's your source of creativity and calmness and romance, and it's your go-to medicine. Especially when as a dad, I see my kids falling in love with water, and so then now I extend this whole conversation to them that my teenage daughters, the ocean is medicine for them on a stressful day. That's where they go, and it helps them reset, and they're falling in love with their Blue Mind and the source of it, and they will be ocean protectors as well. So it's a really regenerative feedback loop.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this was supposed to be 10 minutes. It's 22 minutes.
Oops.
I hope you don't mind.
Not at all.
We could talk forever. And thank you so much for being our guest today. And
thank you for inviting me.
More of you and hear more about you. And we'll see you on social media this summer.
Yes.
Remember the hashtag Blue Mind, starting May 25th.
Yep.
Go out and find your water.
Right. Yeah. Invite everybody. Join us there. It's a real open activity, and just grab the Blue Mind hashtag and participate with us. But thank you very much for inviting me to chat. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. See ya.